welcome to episode 3 of Bangers. As you can tell by the big grin on my face, I am very, very excited for today's episode. Today, we're going to be reviewing the BMW 3 Series 325i. Before we go ahead, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And without wasting any more of your guys' time, let's get into it. Now, we're going to be rating this car over 5 categories, and in these 5 categories it can gain up to 5 points. So if it gets less than 50%, it's a runabout banger. However, if it gets 50% or more, it's a certified banger. So a certified banger is a car that's a very good quality car. It's not going to let you down anytime soon. It's good practicality, it's good in fuel, and it's good all around. And a runabout is a car that people typically get for their first car. You wouldn't mind dinging it, scratching it. You don't really care about it, and it's not so pleasing to look at or even drive, for the matter of fact. Its first category is dimensions and comfort. This car has 3 doors and 4 seats. And the measurements are as follows: 4,580mm for the length, 1,782mm for the width, and for the height it's 1,395mm. And the luggage capacity within the boot is 440 litres. Now, this doesn't have any 7 Series or S-Class space, but the space that is available will do the job. Next category is practicality. Now, daily in a sports coupe, you're not going to get the practicality of a big family SUV or a luxury saloon, but nevertheless, BMW has ensured that even though it's a sporty car in all ways, it still ensures practicality. And this 325i includes everything that you need, along with some nice optional extras. This includes electric memory heated seats, a multimedia interface including sat-nav, parking sensors, and on-screen display. It also has an automatic gearbox, which of course is a plus all around, unless you love sporty cars and you want a manual gearbox. But for most people, an automatic gearbox is beautiful. Now, there's also this weird extra that me nor the owner of this vehicle know too much about. Now, there's this toggle near the paddle shifters. You can press it up or down, and it makes this kind of clicking noise. It also puts a light on the front headlights on your car, kind of orangey light. Now, I'm not sure what that does. I'm not sure what that's used for. I mean, I think it indicates where you're meant to go, but nah, I think that's a stupid idea. I don't think people would get onto that. Now for the engine, which is the N53B30 engine, and it's a straight 6 naturally aspirated 3-litre petrol engine. And the owner of this car calls this a 3-litre road eater, which describes the engine pretty well. As mentioned before, it's naturally aspirated. It's more of a linear power band in comparison to a car with forced induction, such as a turbo. And the power made from the engine is more readily available, which means it's more responsive and consistent throughout the rev range, opposed to turbo lag with a turbocharged car. This car's horsepower is 214, which is a pretty respectable figure, and its 0 to 60 is in 6.8 seconds. This engine is mated to a 6-speed semi-automatic steptronic gearbox. Now, manual or automatic is always a controversial one. However, it does feature a manual-like mode, offering the option of manual shifts with the gearbox or paddle shifters. This car handles nothing short of absolutely fantastic. It has a rear-wheel drivetrain, a nice long wheelbase coupled with near 50-50 weight distribution. These combined with a low and tight suspension, you've got nothing less than a recipe for perfection. Now, the last category that we're going to be talking about is aftermarket support. As we can see already, the owner of this car has opted to install a few of his own bits and bobs, and this includes the M4 style gloss black spoiler, gloss black alloys which were bought from Aluworks. I think that's how you say it anyway. Aluworks? I don't know. And these are just a couple of very brief examples of the flexibility that this car has to offer in terms of accessories. Okay, so now all the categories have been talked about. What is the decision that I'm going to make? Is this a certified banger or is it a runabout banger? I'm going to say that this car is...
Before we decide if this is a runabout banger or a certified banger, I'm just going to answer a few questions for you. It's good for daily driving. I mean, obviously, I enjoy the car a lot. It's a lot of fun to drive. I will be honest though, it's not good on fuel at all. It's awful on fuel, but that's a sacrifice I have to give. It's got a big engine, it's a little sporty car, so obviously it's going to be some drawback somewhere, so it's not really good on fuel. But apart from that, daily in it's fine. It drives perfect, it handles beautifully. I enjoy driving it every day, and I've not really had any problems. It's not like, again as well, it's not like it's too big or something. I can park it well. There's no problems with it. I've had a lot of fun just daily in it. So yeah. Do you know what? So before I never used to use premium fuel. I don't know if you know, on Shell you can get like V-Power and stuff. I always thought it was like a fad, thought it was a gimmick. But I started using V-Power now. It's actually showing me a massive increase. So before, honestly, it's disgusting. I was filling up about £80 every 6 days or so. So that was not good. But I started using V-Power and now it's not so bad. It's £80 every 2 weeks. Obviously, I have to make sure I'm not really ragging the car, but I can, you know, it can last me 2 weeks. Again, sorry to keep rambling on, but with the premium fuel, I thought it was a fad, but it seems to have made a massive difference. So it's not so bad on the fuel anymore. Obviously, it is only a 3-door, so you know, if you're going out with a bunch of mates and stuff, it can be a bit of a problem sometimes. Now, for me, you know, all I do, I go to work, I go to gym. You know, if I'm going to boxing or something, I'll go there. So I've never really struggled with it too much. But obviously, you know, if I am going somewhere where I need to take people, there have been instances where I'm like, oh, sorry, you know, I don't have enough space in the car. But, you know, for me, for what I do on a daily basis, I've not really run into many, you know, issues with it. Now, I mean, this is every BMW owner's, you know, favourite talking point. So I don't know, for those of you who are familiar with these, you know, this generation of BMW's petrol engines, you'll probably know where I'm about to go with this, but I've had injector problems with this car. That's since I've had it. Now, I have spent a fortune trying to fix them. Now, basically, I'll just try and explain really shortly with the injectors. Like, the injectors are leaky, so that means, you know, they'll leak extra fuel that they shouldn't be leaking, and then the computer thinks the car's got more fuel in the engine than it needs, blah 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 blah, and it ends up misfiring. So basically, don't think too much into it. It's just there's a problem with the engine, and I've spent a fortune trying to fix that because, you know, they're expensive injectors, so that's probably been the main issue. That being said, about all the, you know, the injectors and stuff like that, you know, I've owned the car since April, I believe. It's not broke down on me at all. Again, like I said, yes, there have been injector issues, but I've driven fine. It's a very sort of, I'm not going to say negligible, but it's not something that's going to make the engine blow up, basically. It's not broken down on me ever. You know, apart from that, it's been absolutely reliable, and, you know, once I get that sorted, it should just be absolutely fine.
This car is a borderline certified banger. Congratulations to Hamis, the owner of this car, for getting a certified banger. And this car wouldn't nearly be as good stock as it is now that Hamis has included all of these optional extras. You know, big props to him. Now, out of the 5 points for these designated categories that this car could get, this car achieved 2.5 points, which is a borderline certified banger. Any less and it would be a runabout. I didn't give it a point on dimensions and comfort, I didn't give it a point on practicality, I gave it half a point on the engine, and I gave it a point on handling, and I gave it a point on aftermarket support. So it was a very, very close decision, but Hamis's car just came out on top. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content, and comment what car you want me to review next. But it's been your boy ADX in there, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.